Hello YouTube, it is me, Bloomer Pie, where my motto is chaos is in a bag. And you already know how this goes. I talk about stuff, but instead you're gonna see an image of my character just not being happy. Because today we're talking about YouTube. And not just YouTube, we're gonna be talking about deviantart as well. And what's pretty much the downside of both of these websites. Let's just start. Well, I've never known YouTube for at all because when I first got on YouTube, I didn't know what was a good video or not. I just made random videos where I would talk about things, and my first video again was me saying how much minions should be destroyed. But now I can't say the word. I can probably say the word die. I can't cuss, but they should just bleep die. And knowing this, I would say a lot more, but I can't cuss because YouTube's new flippin' thing where you can't cuss in videos. And I understand, but dude, there's a lot of YouTubers in this world that cuss, and you can't hold that back, YouTube. There's a lot of animations with cussing. YouTube poops, and a few other YouTubers, and a lot of things where there has to be vulgar language. But you get rid of that because, I don't know, you didn't mind it before, but now you're just worried that little kiddies may watch the video. But we warn the kids that we're going to cuss, and if they I don't know if anyone else does this, but I warn my subscribers that I'm going to say something that isn't going to be kid friendly, and I cuss from time to time. And a lot of YouTubers do the same thing. And the funny thing is this: you try to stop people from cussing, but you never get rid of the vulgar and weird videos that are on the site. There are videos on this site disguised as childlike imagery, but is full of nasty, vulgar things that kids shouldn't watch. YouTube, you should be taking care of that instead of people are trying to entertain the masses, okay? And you don't understand that there's fetish people out here doing art that is nasty, and I get people are very good to censor things, and I'm liking that, but YouTube, you should be worried about what nasty, sensitive, racist stuff is on this site instead of going after people who haven't done a single thing wrong and has not ruined your regulations. And I get you are very antsy when it comes to copyright, and it gets very, very irritating, which kind of makes me angry. I'm trying to keep a low profile, and you, YouTube, are screwing people over like you're shoving these rules so far down the throat that I would want to kick you right in your rectum opus, okay, YouTube? I'm not being mean. I'm trying to censor everything I'm doing right now. So far, I haven't uttered one cuss word to you guys, and I get it's just pointless because you are the thing controlling this internet. Whoever is behind YouTube, whoever is in the YouTube center or whatever, you're ruining it every time. I think I understand everyone who actually knows YouTube way more than me, that when you change a layout, you're ruining someone who has tried their best to make everything nice and neat. Okay? I don't know what the layout used to look like when this first started, when YouTube was born. Wow. But it's just like you took a wrecking ball and destroyed everything. Boom! Yeah, I'm trying to make sound effects. Okay, now, where was I? Oh yes, YouTube, but you're not the worst offender. You're just screwing up because you're a business and you're a company. And you've changed a lot of things in the past and future now. But the site that I really want to hound on is deviantart. Now, I understand that I can't control fetish people's creations and how they create all the nasty things, sometimes I want to wonder what goes through their minds when they create this stuff. Sometimes people actually comply and say, oh, it's because I don't know. And then they ask me what I think. And I actually think DeviantArt is a good site. It's just everyone bashes on it because of the fetish art and everything and people have bad art stuff. And some of the people that even talk about DeviantArt kind of get a little stupid, because when they're trying to look at art, and yes, a few people don't know how, some people have hard time drawing things, but you don't have to tell them that every little detail is bad. Okay, it's not like everyone can grasp the details of anatomy like the snap of a finger, the flick of the wrist, and then bing bang boom, have a picture that looks like Mona Lisa or something from the distant past somehow plop out of their butt, okay? They have to take their time and draw things. Heck, I didn't know how to draw much either. Some of my art in the digital sense now, some of my lines are a little bit gobbly and I'm not good with shading. So it's not like we can learn all these tasks and draw very good. So I see when it comes to people who just hound on every image and then make fun of it, or just put so much nitpicking details like, oh, that drawing's so bad because like the shading's terrible. And yes, I know I've gone from talking about YouTube to talking about DeviantArt to talking about the ranting community about DeviantArt and the whole fandoms and people hating that because they ruined it with their art and fetish stuff. Let's just say this. Let's just say these fetish people have a life and that they kind of understand, and if you don't understand what they're going through, they probably got this at a young age and they just like to do it. It's their thing. Let them do it, I guess. And I know there's some art that's like very grotesque and nasty that would make me throw up, and I get people would have called it deviant porn or porn art, but no. I've seen some good art on DeviantArt that has made my eyes just explode, and it's not just DeviantArt that has nasty art like this. I would get into the big downside of everything that fetishing has gone through and where the furries all live. Like, I'm not gonna talk about furries because I get furries have like their own rights too, but that will be for a video in the future. Now back to DeviantArt and why people think that it's all bad because of the fetishes. Now, not all the fetishes I've seen are terrible. Now, I know inflation looks very weird, and that sometimes the drawings look like how the beep can they move when they're that big, but the worst offender is vores because, again, I don't know how I get this is cartoon logic, but I've seen some live photoshopped images of characters saying, "Oh, I just ate him." You know, where they take a character or just a person's image, and then they Photoshop a big blob that looks like a flippin' cancerous tumor on their belly, and say that it's a vor. But knowing this, in human anatomy, our throats would not be able to fit a single limb of a human body into our mouth. So I don't understand what goes through your heads. So that's why I try to ask questions like, what is the purpose of this? What makes you want to draw these things? And yes, I have repeated this before in my older videos talking about DeviantArt. But none of those fetish nasties or and I get you're probably mad because I'm calling you fetish nasties. None of these people want to reply. Only one dude has done this, and I'm actually surprised that he did. So, I really wish a lot of people could, like, reply and tell me, what's the purpose of this? What's the common goal to your fetish art creations? I'm gonna do this to a few fetish artists later on in the week. If you don't reply, then, well, that's because you don't want to reply. I'm just curious. Now back to YouTube. YouTube, please, don't screw things up anymore. Just, please. I'm not famous, but I've seen some famous YouTubers get screwed up the butt because you thought something was wrong and you became a dictating site to pretty much say, oh, you have to follow our rules. If you don't do this, you will pay the consequences. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about. And this has been Pluma Pie saying pie in your face. And I get I can't really make it look like there's a pie in the face, so in a digital sense. So you're just going to have to imagine that the black screen, there's a pie making a splat sound.